Hello there, fellow porch pickers. Uh, another guitar on the workbench today. This one is another one of my guitars I have in my, um, would you say inventory? I don't know. It's one that Kimberly bought about a couple of years back, and it's got some tuning issues. Says it won't stay tuned, so I'm going to address that to see what's going on with that deal. See if it's something to do maybe with the neck or the action, or see if the strings are just coming unwound. These are kind of rusted a little bit. Can you see that? So I'm going to kind of go through this today. I ain't gonna restring it today. I'm just going to take it apart, clean it, and might even show y'all about this truss rod things and kind of go over that a little bit, because it looks like I might need to do it. The neck seems like it has a slight, I don't know if you can tell it on camera, it does seem to have a slight bow in it, so I might need to straighten the neck out just a smidge, and I need to address the action on this. Now, this one here, I'm turning around and I can see you. On this porch picking channel, in my continuation of doing giveaways, instruments to serve a purpose, pretty much. I ask you, if you got any instruments laying around your house that you ain't touched in a while, if you got that banjo, if you got that guitar that's just sitting, look around your house. Just look around. Take a good look. If you're looking at that banjo or that guitar that's been sitting in your closet for a long, long time, and you've got another one you're playing anyway, you're not ever going to play that one again, reach out with that one. Give it to a kid down the road that you know, or if you know of anybody that wants to learn how to play an instrument, guitar, banjo, whatever, drums, same thing. If you're a musician, share your music. Share the music. Give it to somebody. Now, if you don't want to give, man, I just cannot part with this instrument. It cost me a lot of money. I understand. Trust me, I understand. Then share. Teach. But go out and enrich somebody's life today with music. Everybody deserves music, okay? If you can't give an instrument, at least share music. Share how to play it. Share music. So back to the work at hand. This guitar here is going to be the channel's giveaway instrument. I'm going to do this every few months or so. I don't know if I can do this all the time, financial reasons, but yeah. This is all going to come out of my pocket, giving these away. This ain't nothing but my doing. I want to be able to give back and do things for people, and I can't do it any other way than me thinking about just doing it like this, but the only way I can think about doing that. So we're going to get up close and personal with this guitar today. Here's my fat, swollen hands. So we're going to give it a good clean up. You see some markings there. And these are Rogues. And if I remember the story on these Rogues, they're not a really high-end instrument. They're very low-end. They're probably a step above the Walmart brand First Act, in my opinion. But as a starter guitar, as a beginner's instrument, this would be the best option, because speaking as a parent, if you got a kid that's interested in they want to learn how to play an instrument, they want to learn how to play music, you don't want to go out there and spend several $100s on an instrument just for the kid to turn around and lose interest in a couple months and then have it up on eBay or Craigslist and lose your butt because they lost interest in it. So these are usually a good option to go, these cheaper ones. This is probably, Kimberly only paid $20 for it a couple of years ago. And when it's brand new, it probably only cost somebody $70, $80. I know it's under $100 probably. So I'm going to fix it up. I got some strings that I can use to fix it up. And it's on the workbench today, but I really need to check it out, check the bracing, because she said she had to glue this bridge here back down. And I'm missing a bridge pin. I have some ordered, they're on the way, plus I got some new bridges. But I want to try to sand down the existing bridge and see if I can't lower this action, because it'll be a lot easier on the beginners than I had to really work at trying to push these strings down to the fretboard. That is, if you could see this, that's really high action. That's pretty high. And I got a quarter trick that I use, but I usually go to the 12th with it. But I think when I actually go to put the new strings on, I'm going to go a little bit ways up here, lower it down a little bit further that way, about 4/64. I have a string height gauge somewhere, and I just don't know where it's at. I'll have to try to locate it and see where I put it and use that. But I'm not going to worry about the height or anything. So right now, let's get the strings off. Let's really get this thing shined up. And I'll really, you know what? I might go ahead and try to do the truss rod while it's under tension. See if I can't straighten this neck out. Or even if that truss rod will even turn. The truss rod in these things, and most of these, I don't know if you can see it coming this way. The light from the bench is on, so hopefully, there it is. I turned the light on the camera. The truss rod is right here. This is it. Come on through here. This is the truss rod turning bolt. And from what I could see, kind of looks rusted. So that don't, we're off to a good start then, because that looks rusted right in there. So that's usually a 4mm Allen wrench on those. And that's a nice neck shot right there. Alright, so let me get you up on the tripod. I got my phone charger hooked up to this crazy thing up here. This is my power supply to my workbench. It also runs the lights that you see shining down here. And, you know, I spared no expense. I'm finally starting to get a decent setup on my recordings, so please hit that subscribe button. There's a lot of these projects going to happen like this, a lot of these giveaways. And but I do apologize for all my long distance viewers. I'm going to have to keep the giveaways local. So it's going to have to be somebody local in my community, because I can't afford shipping. But maybe down the road, I'll be able to afford shipping and be able to send these off long distance and for free donations. And I hopefully, if I can keep picking up instruments at a good, cheap deal, I can keep doing this, you know. Yeah. So let's get on digging into this thing. Let's get on to it. That came off there right now. Yeah, let's just get on to it. Start taking this thing apart here. Get that cord facing the other direction here. I like this tripod thing. I can get some cool, better angles now to my recordings. Here comes Steven. Hey, baby. Came on outside right now.
Okay, you're gonna be out here.
Ain't that right?
Hey, Bobby.
Like I said, if I can keep finding instruments at a good deal, I'm gonna try to keep these giveaways up. But it probably won't be for once every 3 months or so. Give one away. And one day I might be able to afford international. You know, who knows? One day. Take it on down the line. Oh, that one's really got to be worked on. I'm gonna take these out and probably take a look at these tuners and see why they're. Now that one's really. I don't know if I can see that. It's kind of rocking this thing back and forth, isn't it? If you can kind of see that, it's got some huge play right there. So I'm gonna take these tuners out. I'm gonna take this thing completely apart. All the tuners are gonna come off, and so I can properly clean the headstock and stuff. You know, you're asking, Matt, why are you doing this if you're just going to give the guitar away? Well, you know, think about it. It's just, I enjoy doing this too. So, yeah, it's fun for me. You know, Matt's glad that he's getting new bridge pins in, because these are kind of bent and misshapen. So those are garbage. So they're not going to be no good no more. If you're giving away an instrument, you make sure you give them good quality stuff, right? These, I will keep them just in case I need extras. But, you know, not going to keep them anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and try to pull this saddle out of there. Bridge saddle. Now, they do come out. All you really need to do is take your pliers, grab hold of it, and if I break this one, I ain't gonna cry, because I can't get a hold of it. Well, you just... Now, come on now. Ah! Help me. Need on those pliers that don't work very good. I can't get it out of there. Come on now. Get out of there. This just shows you right here, not everything goes according to plan here. Good grip on it. Well, do I have to dig around it? Maybe I should dig it out. I'm gonna see here, see if I can try something. Get a flathead with one of the thin ones. Let's see if that will work. Come on now, I know I got a smaller one than that. Let's see. Yeah, I'll do it. Well, I guess, see if I can't get in there with a flathead and just kind of dig it out a little bit. Just be easy though. No, that one ain't gonna fit. Got it out of there. It took a little persuasion, but I got it. Now it's kind of got a marking of how deep this thing really sets in there. So this is gonna be real easy for me to be able to sand this down, I think, because that's where the bridge or the saddle sits. See the little dirt mark? So just about that much up there sticking up. So I need to shave off some more. I do have more of these coming, but I don't want to use all of them in one shot. I'm already going to replace the bridge pins on this thing. So I really need to go ahead and just try to sand this one down. But we'll get there. First things first. I got y'all here on the neck level here, and get these strings out of the way. Because I'm going to try not truss rod a little bit. I'm going to see if y'all can't see the difference and what happens there once I start doing that. Now you got to be real careful on these truss rods, not to just go and twist away on them. You do want to be careful. It's usually a 4mm thing. Put the pliers back up where I can find them here. Like I said, the truss rod's inside this thing. If it'll even turn. I don't even know if it'll even turn. See if I can't get it turning either direction. See what happens. Get my Allen wrench in it. Oh, it's bigger than before. Oh, that's a bigger nut. 5? Really? Unless they went and made it standard size. I doubt. Thing made in Taiwan these days. Well, it's a 5. I'll be dang. Now that's really loose. Really loose. So that neck relief was really that's got a lot of play in it. So we really want to just kind of ease on her a little bit. See if you can see when I turn this. I'm not really able to see that in the camera, so hang on, let me bring you up here to where it's this is loose this way. This is tight. So what I need to do is find something with a straight edge to kind of see if I'm getting it straight or not. On that, so I need to find a straight edge. Here somewhere I should. La 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 la. That's you, block of wood. That's not a block of wood, but window pane, something. I gotta have something here. There we go. This board's straight.
Where are you going?
So what I'm saying, what I'm looking for is, now obviously underneath these frets, there's daylight. Because the board's not flush against the fretboard. It's just laying on top of the frets. But what I'm looking for is the daylight to come above any of the frets. But where the board is laying flush on all these frets, all the way down. It's sitting even. I don't see any daylight. Get up in there real close. Yes, I do. I see it. Back behind the 12th fret, there's daylight where it's raised above the, right around the 12th fret. So I gotta come up a little bit. Come on. So it had one heck of a bow in the neck. Ease on that truss rod. Don't go whole hog in it, but ease on it. It's just about close that gap in there. I need to turn just a scotch more. There's just a hair gap. Hair follicle of a gap right there in it. Come on, can I get you in there? Good grief. All right, now just ease on her. Ease on her. Well, that's getting tight. Getting tight. That's about as good as I want to go right there. Don't see any daylight at all between the 1st and the 11th fret at all. And come back to where it's on the last, come back to the last fret towards the middle. There's still a smidge of daylight between, I mean, just a little fraction, but what could also be is uneven fret wear too. Some of the frets might be filed down, or so I have to go through and probably file some of the frets that are even too. That could be a lot of the problem as well, is the frets not set right. But that truss rod is about as tight as I'm willing to go at this point. So I don't want to muck with that too much more. So let's move on to looking at the inside now. And y'all are in for a treat because y'all fixing to go in it. Now I can't make any guarantees. There's no spider webs or anything in this thing. I've never looked down on the side of this thing before. So we're going to take a look in here with the light on. I want to take a look at the bracings within it. We're looking at the back end now. Kind of look up towards the saddle. I don't see any bracing pulling from the mass channel. Let me mash in on it. Everything's still stout in place. Come around here. I'm not seeing anything out of place on top or bottom. These braces are still intact. I'm using this as my phone as a tool, and it looks like there was some screws or something right there. I don't know if Y'all see what I'm seeing, but that's the front brace for the guitar neck. Heavy glue. They glued the hell out of that. That's wood glue right there. Come around, grab the camera so I don't turn it off. Look at the bracings. All around, it's filled with dust, you know, as to be expected. Get a hold of it here, come back around. Look at the other way. You see in my hand now, I'm sorry. Come back around. What happened to that guy back there? Like they didn't complete him or something. And for a low-end instrument, they sure as heck braced it up pretty daggone good. Alright, so we made it all the way around. The bracings on top look fine. No worries there. So, bring you out. I just got a little soap solution right there, like dish soap or anything. Now, when you're doing this, do not pour the water on here. You just want to dab your towel in there and then wipe the guitar down. Go ahead and finish taking off these strings. They are garbage. Gone. Somehow. That. No, I ain't the one to put the string on. Yes. Well, yes, I am, because there's the knots. I was about to say these aren't the knots. Yes, they are. Very much the knot. Come on, get off there. It's stuck. It don't want to come out of there. There it goes. Came out of there just then, didn't it? Alright, let me finish taking them strings off and come back to you then. I'm going to go ahead and start just taking these, I know I was going to start cleaning, but I realized I probably need to go ahead and start taking these tuners off so I can properly clean them too and see why this one's got, they're just so cheap. But the beginner guitars, you know, like I said, they're good for beginner guitars. So let me get my tools. I ain't using a whole lot of fancy equipment for this. This is just a fine tip screwdriver. And I'm just taking them. I'll take off one or two and kind of show you. Come on. All those screw heads are kind of rounded off. Great. That one come off there. Might have wrapped this in tape or something. Maybe. Do I have something to put these in? Well, that's a little long. They're really long. So that's a damn long screw. Y'all see it? Where am I at? Oh, that's a long screw. We're looking for a guitar like that. I gotta find something. I can't just. Come on. Yeah, that's not coming out of there. All right, hang on one second. So, plan B, since some of these are rounded off, I ain't gonna be able to take these tuners out, not without damaging some screws or hardware. So, best thing to do is leave it be, and just make sure these screws are about as tight as they can be. That one just keeps circling. That's fine. No worries. So, well, playing C, D, E, F, and G on these. We're going to just replace these since they're not staying in tune anyway. So,
oops, Steven.
I guess Steven was pushing me out of the way here, but we're going to replace on these. So I'm going to leave them on here for right now, and that's going to be for the other projects. But let's get to some cleaning, shall we? All right, so what we're going to do here, get out your soap solution to help clean the grime. It does have some scuff marks, scratches, but that's okay. We're not worried about that in any kind of way. You just get you a paper towel. Be sparingly with it. No, you ain't got to waste paper towels for a lot of this. stuff here. Let's move that right there. All you want to do, now you just want to dip, baby, dip, and just kind of pat it into itself, see? Just pat it into itself. Now you kind of got that soap and water. Now you just want to come on, wipe it. Just wipe it real good. Clean, clean, clean it. All up in there. Keep on going. Alright, now lift it up here. Get you on a better angle so you can see what's going on here. Kind of unravel it a little bit so you can kind of get the full. I'll get to you in a second. Get the soap on it, wash it down. Wash, wash, wash. Dusty on this side. Clean it all over. Tip it over. Here, you can get a hold of it. Oh, paper towel starting to shred, but that's okay. We're about done with it on here. I'll get another piece to do the top. Stop sliding around, will you? I'll do the neck here in just a minute. Get the body first. We'll just focus on it right now. A little bit of soap and water. That's all you do. Now look how dirty this rag is now. See? I'll turn my light out. That's too much light. But look how dirty this rag came out to be. Now it's tipped over and everyone kind of dry it down. So just take it. Now you got the soap on there and just kind of do a good circular motion. Just polishing it up now. It don't clean up too bad. Yep. I've been wanting to start doing stuff like this for a couple of years. About around the time I started this channel up, I wanted to sell them, but then I kind of think, you know, it's not what this channel is really about. It's just about sharing and giving out tools people need to play music and stuff. And, you know, instruments would be the same thing, giving an instrument out and, you know, just giving, you know. The whole world needs more giving, more forgiving. You know, I hate to sound like, you know, what they call them, I guess hippies.
Preacher?
I'm not really a hippie or a preacher. Just like to do good by people, that's all. That's shiny on camera. That's really nice. Just wanted to bring y'all into this shine. Look at this thing. Boy, it cleans up nice. Real nice. I didn't think I had y'all zoomed in that much. I'm sorry. The whole video has probably just been zoomed in. But look at the shine on her. That's just by soap and water. I haven't got to my secret ingredient yet. That guy. Y'all probably saying, no, don't do that. No. But what happens is if you take that Vaseline, and I found out over the years, and it's worked for me, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. And I take a little bit of water to kind of moisten it up, and it becomes a good solution, and it helps bring out more of the luster, you know what I mean? And then you just polish it after that, and your baby will really shine. This has actually got a good sheen to it, set for scratches. Yeah, the neck cleaned up really nice too. It's got a nice shine to it too. Yeah. Look at that. Hi guys, you see me. Now you don't need a whole lot. Really just a couple dabs in a few places around it. You don't gotta go, you ain't gotta, I mean just as much on your finger. If you could just see it. Just a little glisten. Just touching your finger in it. That's all you're doing. You're not going whole hog. You're just touching your finger in it, see? Just dabbing it. That's it. You get it around the different spots of the body. Just like that. Now you want to add a little moisture. You want moisture to really kick this in gear. I'm not going to use that soap solution because that soap will probably just break down the oil anyway. So I'm going to go put me a little moisture on this and come back. All right, so I got one. I got one with just water in it. Well, I got a mess of paper towels in it. So I'm just going to dab it in there. Like I did the other one. Just put it in. And once you get a good portion of it wet, you don't want it soaking wet. See what I'm doing? After I doke it in the water, or doke it, still can't talk English. I'm kind of beating on itself, make itself, get to disperse that water evenly on it. Put the lid on this. And now, once you did that, you just go around.
Ooh, demonic Steven.
Rub it in.
Yeah, look at that.
The more you rub, you'll start seeing it come out.
Hugs? Trying to give me hugs? Oh.
Alright, I'm going to switch over to my dry towel now. Start like we did before. Look at that. Watch it. Watch it. You start seeing it on camera now. Look at this.
Ooh. I think he
You seeing this?
hugging more.
Boy, look at that, guys. Look at that.
Oh, look at this hug. Whoa, you okay?
Makes a big difference every time. Look at the shine.
Oh, oh.
Look at the shine on that. Just keep on rubbing it in. Now, I got the dry cloth now, and I'm just dry clothing it now.
You're a good boy.
Look at that. Alright, so that part is finite. Let's move on and clean the rest of it. We'll turn it over now. Look at that mirror image. Y'all can see me in it. Look. Just get your eyes in there. No, get in there. Look at that. Beautiful, ain't it? That stuff there. I know y'all think I'm crazy, but it does work. But you gotta apply it. Just don't be overkill with it. Just dab it. Just a little dab will do you in different spots of it, and then wet polish it, and then come by with a dry towel and buff it out. And that will have a nice sheen to it. I ain't even got to the front yet. And see? Yeah. I ain't even got to the front yet. So let's get there. So as you can see, the front of the guitar, I haven't really touched yet. It's still kind of icked all around there. I'm going to get some. This is kind of dusty from my last cleanups I did from the previous guitar. That's okay. I'm going to dab it into the soap solution. Beat it out. I don't want it too wet. And clean out the bridge part real good. Clean out everywhere that saddle sits. Get all that dust bunnies out of there. It's probably about time to throw this toothbrush away. Get up in there. It's like brushing its teeth. You're not hurting anything doing this. I mean, look at all the dirt you're moving off that. It's even dust bunnies on this stuff. Toothbrushes help you reach some hard to reach places on it. So that there is already cleaned out. With dirt, with the dust and grime get in there and you know. Excuse me. Rona. But anyway, now I need to get me another wash rag. Probably one that ain't had the petroleum on yet. I need to get some soap on it now and wash it down with just some soap. No, it's alright. I dripped it on there, but it's okay. I'll just take it, dampen it down. I had a sponge out here to help me out with this kind of stuff, but it's not out here right now. I'm not going to touch the neck yet. I'll do that a little bit, just a little bit. Just do one section at a time. This video is pretty much getting it cleaned up. I'm going to do new tuners on it. We're going to order some new tuners for it. Get it all set up and done. I'm just taking the soap now, removing some of the dirt and top dust that's on here. Now you can see it. It's on the rag now. Look how dusty that is. So I'm going to continue this and come back and treat it with some petroleum. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and apply my Vaseline. And like I said, just dab it. You don't want to get all whole hog, and just go ahead and pop it in different places. In the middle, the sides. It ain't got to be a whole lot. Just dab it. Because what happens if you do put a whole lot on here, you'll be spending hours trying to get it out of there, you know, and polish it off. So now you just want to take around paper towels here and use the clean water. Don't use the soap, because the soap that we have, the Ajax, is a degreaser, which will actually break down the oil and you'll defeat your purpose. So just use plain water, not the soap water, when you're doing this part. Take it, fold it on itself, dampen it. Now you can use a sponge for this part or whatever, if you like. And just take it and just rub it in. I think I had my cloth a little bit too wet, but that's okay. Just rub it in. It's oil. I mean, it's just like if you took like oiled up the fretboard with the other oils, based stuff you buy in guitar shops. Well, petroleum's oil is an oil product, you know. Petroleum is all oil based, you know. It's the same concept. It's oil based. I use it for a polish, and I have been for a long time, and I never had a problem out of it. But you don't have to. I don't force anybody to do anything they don't want to. You can go to the guitar shops and get that stuff that they have for polishers and polishing rags. Use microfiber rags. Microfiber rags are good rags to use for stuff like this. I don't have that on hand. I pretty much use what I have on hand. So never had a microfiber cloth or anything of that nature. I always use paper towels or bath towels or wash rags, whatever I had lying around the house, I've used it. Now that I got that all over the place now, I'm going to come along with my dry paper towel, and now polish it in. You look instantly, look at that result right there. And just kind of do, you know, wax on, wax off movement, circular motion. Set the right on that little thing. You might have to go straight up and down. But look, instantly. Instant. It's a mirror image. This guitar was you seen it in the beginning of the video how dirty it was. Around you. This is gonna make a good guitar for somebody. Whoever gets this, I swear this is gonna be a good guitar for them. I'm gonna oil up the wood the same way on that saddle. I'm gonna put that petroleum directly on that, polish out that wood. That way it all kind of stands out. But look at the mirror image on this. I'm telling you, the Vaseline, it works. I'm gonna use it on the neck too here in just a minute. Now I'm gonna apply it to the bridge right there. Look at that mirror. I'm gonna apply it to that bridge now. Like I said, watch what I do. I ain't using a whole lot. I ain't sticking my finger out and around the edges, just barely wiping my finger in it and then applying it. I'll do this on the wood continuously here. Just apply it, just on the wood. You take the one that's wet and just kind of wipe it on.
What are you doing up now?
Yeah.
Alright, I kind of got some stuck inside the holes, but that's okay. It'll come off. It'll dry out. I kind of just wipe it in. Alright, there's that. Now let's go to the neck. Get your Vaseline. Just run your finger in it. You ain't got to get all whole hog. No, one fret. Just keep wiping it into the frets. Just smear it into the frets. Just one smear. One smear. One smear. One smear. One smear. You just go down the length of the neck. Just like, oh, that might have been too much. Uh-oh. That's alright. Ain't hurt nothing. Wipe, smear, wipe, smear, wipe, smear, wipe, smear, smear, wipe, smear, wipe, smear. Okay. Get the back there. The lid on it. We're done with that. No more Vaseline. Alright. Now, I still got good life left in this towel. So use it real quick and just go over the fretboard. Just go up and down the length of it.
Yeah, you're okay.
Hell, wipe the nut too if you like. Clean it real good.
Nothing's going on. You're just sitting.
Bring it all around to the end here. You can see me applying it. I'm getting it back on the body, but that's okay. It'll buff out. You can see it slicked up pretty good. I think I put too much on it, but that's okay. It'll be alright. It'll actually kind of oil up the fretboards and kind of help seal up the wood a little bit, protect the wood, keep it from cracking and things like that. Now it's come along. There's still some good life left in this one. I'll just buff out around it now. Alright, now let's do the neck board here.
You good? No. You just want cuddles, don't you? No. Yeah. You want to try? Don't eat it. No. It's good. Yeah, it's good. See? No, don't eat it. No, don't eat it. No, don't eat it. No. Hi. Oh, I love you too. I love you too. Yeah.
Now my hands are good and lotiony. All right. Almost out of time. Trick time for you. Uncle Matt's going to preach at you for a second there, kids. Save the ends of these strings. And I'll show you why. Because they'll help you clean out these nuts. You know, like you're flossing their teeth. You don't have to save a bunch of them. Just save the end off of one. It'll help you clean them out. Just like that. Now I'm just come along, wipe it real good. Get that grime off of it. I'm going to get out of there.
Don't eat it.
Well, all right. And there you have it. It is all cleaned up. Look at how the neck turned out. I mean, it is cleaned, polished, ready to go. You're going to see me in a second. Look at that. Look at this beautiful thing. Look at how that bridge turned out. It brought back the luster of that wood. That is a mirror image. This thing, we're not done here. I need to, of course, restring it. I'm going to do the action on this thing. Put the saddle back in there. Just a minute or two. But it's all seamed together. The bracing's fine in it. There's no seem to be any cracks in the neck or anything of that nature. But look at the shine. This thing cleaned up real nice today. And so real happy with how it turned out. So it looks real good. And so the next project on the docket is restringing and setting the action. And we're going to have to order some new tuners to go on this. And after that's done, we're going to go straight into a giveaway on this. Straight up, for free giveaway. Because Porch Picking Series wants to give away some stuff. And it's not a gimmick or anything. It's just something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And if I can, like I said, if I can get a hold of some instruments that I can find cheap and pay for them out of my pocket, I'm gonna continue to do stuff like this. I'll share the banjo. I'll teach music, all that stuff on this channel. It's y'all's channel. It's a community channel, and I want to give back to the community. So this is probably gonna go to a kid or hell, even an adult that wants to learn a guitar but can't afford one. And don't want to spend a whole lot on instruments for a kid to learn, and because they're afraid their kids are going to, lose interest. Well, I can help you out there too. I'm a sucker. So anyway, I'm going to close this out before I run out of time. Y'all be sure to hit that subscribe button. More projects like this, more banjo lessons to come. Thank you so much for clicking on Porch Picking, and thank you for following me and all that good stuff. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for new video notifications. Goodbye, and keep playing, guys.